Good evening everyone. In this video, we will be focusing on floating exchange rates and perfect capital mobility, which is from Chapter 12, Economic Policy with Floating Exchange Rates. First, do you know about the differences between fixed exchange rates and floating exchange rates? Fixed exchange rates is a nominal exchange rate that's set firmly by the monetary authority with respect to other foreign currency, which means that the exchange rate is controlled and interfered by the government and local central bank. While for floating exchange rates, it is determined in foreign exchange markets depending on demand and supply, and it generally fluctuates constantly. Government and local central bank do not interfere the exchange rates.
Another term that you will need to be familiar with in this chapter would be capital mobility. Capital mobility is the ability for physical assets and finance to move across national boundaries. So, greater transaction costs will result in the greater capital immobility. In this chapter, we will assume the nation has perfect mobility. How does perfect capital mobility influence the relative effectiveness of monetary and fiscal policy actions in a small open economy that permits its exchange rates to float? Remember, we are assuming that the nation has perfect capital mobility, floating exchange rates, and is in a small open economy. We will explain the relationship between perfect capital mobility and effectiveness of monetary policy by using the SLMBP model. The horizontal BP curve represents the perfect mobility. In monetary expansion case, the central bank will increase money supply and it will cause the LM schedule to shift to the right. Point B shows a balance of payment deficit while the decrease in interest rate causes the currency to depreciate. Hence, export increases and the IS schedule shifts to the right. The equilibrium point moves from BD to C. The real income increases from Y1 to Y2 to Y3. This shows that monetary policy is at maximum effectiveness. When a fiscal expansion is implemented, the government will increase its spending. This will boost the economy, thus increasing consumer spending. This causes the IS schedule shift to the right, resulting in greater income and interest rate. However, an increase in interest rate will result in capital inflow, thus causing the currency to appreciate. This will decrease domestic export. As a result, the IS curve will shift back to the left. In this case, the fiscal policy has minimal effect.
In conclusion, under floating exchange rate and perfect capital mobility, monetary policy has maximum impact on a nation's real income, whereas fiscal policy has minimal impact.
Thank you for watching. This video brought to you by Maggie, Mark, and Phoebe.